Hello everyone, it's Jessica here with another layout with Creative Scrapbooker Magazine and Therm. So I'm going to be using this photo. I just created a collage photo of my son from school from the first and last day of kindergarten last year. And I am just using this background paper by Bella Boulevard, and I'm using my circle cutter to cut a large circle here in the middle. And I'm just going to cut that section out because I want to create a nice foiled kind of background with some numbers in it, and I want to use this nice tablet paper behind it. So, and actually as I'm looking at this now, I probably should have flipped the tablet paper so that the red line was on the left, because that's typically how that goes, but you know what, it's okay. I'm going to leave it how it is. But here's my cut file by Pear Tree Cut Files. I've grabbed a numbers background file, and I'm going to be using that School is Cool collection by Bella Boulevard today, and I've got these peel and stick toner sheets and some craft and carrier sheets. So I'm just going to place this cut file that I've already cut on my electronic cutting machine in between this craft and carrier sheet, and I am using those peel and stick toner sheets. So that toner is reactive to foil. So if you have a toner printer, you can do the same thing. You can print any design that you want and apply foil over that as well. But since I'm using a cut file, I have cut the cut file out of the peel and stick toner sheets and then placed the foil directly on top of that and sandwiched it in between those craft and carrier sheets to run through my hot laminator. So here you can see that beautiful design has come out, and it is gorgeous. The foil that I used today is the Deco Foil transfer sheets in silver stars. I'm just going to rough up the edge of my circle real quick with my edge distresser. If you don't have one of those, you can use your fingernails or you can use the edge of your scissors. I've got my cut file here. I believe I cut it out, I think it was like 8.5 inches, and I think my cut file was 8.75, and then my circle itself was 8.5. I think it was about that. So I have peeled the backing off of my peel and stick toner sheets, and now I'm just applying that directly down to my little tablet background paper, and that's all good to go. I'm gonna apply some of the easy tear tape here to actually adhere my circle background paper on the top, because I know that's exactly where I want it to go now, and I've got my numbers on there with their foiled goodness. So I am loving the way that this looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and tack this down at this point. So then I can just start adding my photos and all of the other elements on top. And I decided it still was a little bit lacking and needed something. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch around the outside of my circle. And I just did that with my brother's sewing machine. I don't have anything super fancy. I just have it is a Project Runway edition. So it sounds fancy, but it's just a basic machine. So I am just using that same easy tear tape here to map my photo with some smooth white cardstock. And that easy tear tape is the 1/2 inch size. It's my favorite size. It does come in other sizes as well, but I prefer that 1/2 inch size. I've grabbed those chipboard letters and little phrases and things by Bella Boulevard. I'm going to use that memories on this and then add a little bit more to this as well. So I've got my photo back here again. I'm going to use this other background paper that has these cute little yellow hearts on it. Kind of looks like polka dots. It's a couple different shades of yellow, and I love this background paper, and it just matches my son's yellow shirt. So I wanted to pull in a pop of yellow in this layout as well. I've got green here on this little memories little title piece. So I'm pulling in lots of blues, greens, and yellows today, which is some of my favorite colors to use whenever I scrapbook. And this collection is just perfect for this. I love this little School is Cool collection by Bella Boulevard. It's got a lot of little bits and pieces that you can use in these little ephemera packs. So I'm just going to sort through these and see what all I want to pull out and possibly use on this layout. I grab a couple little phrases here, and then really what I'm looking for is there's one banner in here that says school, because I wanted my title to be School Memories. So there it is. I found it at this point, almost to the end of the pack, and I finally located it in that pack of ephemera. So I've pulled that out along with a couple wordy bits that I want to add at the bottom of the layout. So this layout actually came together fairly quickly. It was pretty simple, and then just had that foiled design piece element in the background, which is just makes it super fun. And I'm excited for school this year, but of course I am also a little bit depressed because both my boys are going to school this year, and I just think that's crazy. I'm just not ready for both of them to be in school yet, and I have a baby girl that's even younger, but she's not even 2 yet, so she's got some time. But my middle son, which I think is the one that's actually pointing to things on my table right now in the video here, he likes those letters. He's actually starting pre-K this year, so he's pretty excited, and my older son is really excited to start first grade, so it should be a fun and interesting school year for us with lots of fun things. Here I'm just grabbing a stamp set by Ellie's Studio. This is a school tabs stamp set, so it's got lots of fun school phrases on it, and I just wanted to stamp right there on that tab just to give it a little pop of something. And I've got that little kindergarten banner, so I didn't need, it has a kindergarten stamp in there, which I was going to use, but I didn't need that because it has a little kindergarten banner there that I've added on the left side. So I'm just going to start gluing down all of these elements and pieces with the Ultra Bond liquid adhesive. It dries clear, so I don't have to worry about being a little bit messy with it, and it goes on really smooth, which I love. So I have all of these little various embellishments. I'm just playing around with what else I want to add to this right side because I felt like it needed a little bit more right here in this area. I think I settled on this little clipboard, and there's this clipboard right here. And then I'm going to add a little puffy sticker or something onto it as well. So I love to add lots of things to my layouts and little clusters of different elements and die cuts. So that's a fun way to do it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tape down my photo at this point. This is actually pretty easy to peel off, this backing. I have a little bit of trouble just because my nails are pretty thick from getting them done all the time. But if you have regular natural nails, it's really easy to peel that backing off. So sometimes you'll see me using tweezers to peel mine off just for some assistance. I'm going to add some Gina K foam squares to this banner because I want it popped up for a little bit of dimension up off my page. So I'm just using the small 1/4 inch size, and I'm just going to pop that right there at the top. I trimmed my excess thread off as well. I know that probably bothers some people when I leave the tails. Sometimes I like the tails on there, so I leave them. But for this one, I wanted it to look a little bit cleaner because my background is a little bit busy with all those foiled numbers, so I wanted those tails off today. I've got all of these little elements down here at the bottom that I'm just adhering with my Ultra Bond liquid adhesive. The chipboard, I think it actually had sticky backing, but I always reinforce my chipboard with extra glue in the long run because I want it to stay in my books the way that I made it for a long time. Here I'm just pulling out some of the larger Gina K foam squares to use on that little banner piece, and then there I'm just gluing that title piece down like I was mentioning. So I have here some shaker strips as well. I think those are really, really good whenever you have a longer phrase or wordy piece, or even cut files that are words that have long strips on them. So those shaker strips I like to use to back things like that. I've got a couple more chipboard pieces here that I need to add, like this little dot for my eye, and then I'm just kind of seeing what else I want to add. I feel like it's missing something at this point, and it still needs something. I played around with adding these little cards down here, but I didn't quite like them, and I didn't want anything that big, so I ended up just pulling in some sequins. These are some sequins by Not Just for Boys Kit Club. They're some of my favorite sequins. I love this mix. It's a nice kind of mix of blues and greens. It's super fun, and all these colors just matched perfect. So I am just going to add some of these sequins by using some of that Ultra Bond liquid adhesive. It's going to dry clear, and then I use my sequin tool to apply. I still feel like it's missing a little something, so I'm going to add one of my signature things, which is scallop edges on my photo. So I'm going to just cut a little section of this border piece here, and I'm going to add this in beside my photo. So super cute, and it just gives your photo a little decorative edge. So you can see all that sparkly goodness, and here's the finished layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this process today, and I hope I've inspired you to create something. Want to follow me over on my YouTube channel, you can find me over there as Jessica Michaels or on my Instagram as Jessica E. Michaels. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.